Hello, hello. How's everyone? How is everyone's Wednesday? Welcome. Alright. Hi, my name is Kat. I'm also known as Moo Bear online. I'm here to do some art streaming if anyone wants to also join and do some art with me on this nice Wednesday. And for anyone who is following me on social media, I am kind of doing a themed month every month, and July, I've decided, is going to be my sort of book cover month, where I illustrate or I do my own artistic interpretation of book covers / illustrations, particularly children's books, like books that I grew up with and kind of look back on nostalgically. And I am gonna do this illustration from Madeline. So this is a book I had when I was really young, and then I also remember like the animation from it as well, but it's this illustration that's really familiar to me. And if you also grew up with Madeline, you remember that she is sort of the fearless one out of the orphans, and she's not afraid of the tiger. In fact, I think she says poo poo as a way to show that she's not afraid. But I look back on this illustration really fondly, and as an adult now, I really love how abstract and just watercolory, and you can just literally, like, look at this scribble in the corner. Like, it's just very lush to look at. I don't know, something about it just makes me like really happy on the inside. So I figured I would do my drawing of it. This is my illustration last week, if you were able to see the VOD or you were at the stream. But this is my interpretation of Where the Wild Things Are. I am going to refine it and then put it up on social media. I haven't had a chance to do that yet. But I would like to kind of like work on it some more and make some tweaks. And it's I had a lot of fun with this one. So I'm gonna go back to that. It's on my Procreate, little spoilers from my Procreate. Okay, so like I said, this is like artistic reinterpretation, so it's just like me applying my own style to sort of a well-known art piece. I'm kind of looking for like a rough scratchy scratch sort of style. Ooh, it's very grainy. It's very crayon-y. Maybe I'll work with this one. Got my big water bottle of water right here, because if you're in the New York area, it is extremely hot right now. I do not like it. Alright, so let me just double check what my DPI is. Let's get it up a little bit higher. Still figuring out how all the nuances of Procreate. I need to like spend a week just really using Procreate. Okay, so tigers in a cage. Tiger looks real angry, probably because it's in a cage. Oh, there's little birds up here. I never noticed that. There's little white birds on top of the cage. Never saw that before. Yeah, so if you are also someone who likes to draw or looking for something to draw, feel free to join along. I do feel bad for like tigers that are in cages. So years ago I went to the San Diego Zoo, and there was I went on one of the like little tour things on the bus, and everything was enclosed. All the animals were enclosed, but I remember the big cats were all pacing, and you know, they pace when they're stressed, so that was kind of sad to see. I'm gonna make mine a little softer. This one's very angular and kind of a lot of sharp angles everywhere. It's actually quite fun to see because the angles are all sharp on the sort of like buildings, sort of like human-made items, but the nature-y stuff has a lot of soft curves. Oh, there's a little dude back here. There's a little guardsman hanging out in the woods. Aw, what's this blob? What's that white blob? Might be some flowers. Hard to tell. There's little details here and there. That's cute. Never would have noticed until I zoomed in. But yeah, the naturey stuff seems to have more like soft curves, and it's a little bit more organically moving, which is a fun juxtaposition. Look, he's just scribbles. He's just scribbles in the background. Look at this scribbling. Okay, so tiger's in the cage, not very happy. Trying to figure out the pose of the tiger. Might even make this a little bit bigger. I don't know if that made it that much bigger, but I suddenly had like this image of like the tiger, because we watched Godzilla vs. Kong recently because it's available for streaming. And I just suddenly imagined the tiger doing like the Godzilla pose where he just like roars into the sky. But like tigers, they kind of make eye contact with you, don't they? If they see you as prey, which is kind of scary. They don't really look away from you. That was what I imagined, the Godzilla pose. The up into the sky. Why does this look like a dog? Is this looking like a dog? This looks like a dog to anyone else? You know what? Let's try that. Let's try like a different. Looks like a dog that's like going down to wag its tail. I figure I will try a different sort of pose. It looks so much like a dog, just like on its hind. It's like doing the dog pose to hang out with you. How not to draw a tiger is what this stream should have been called. I was trying to draw it kind of pacing. I need to spend like a week doing a crash course on Procreate. I love this app and I use it quite a lot now that I'm doing more digital drawings. But I feel like I'm not using it to its full potential. I feel like when I watch other people use Procreate on YouTube or anything, or on TikTok or on Instagram, and they're like showing their process, I'm like, oh, I always learn something new. I also like don't know how much time to invest into learning Procreate Dreams as well, because I have Procreate Dreams. I would like to learn how to animate through it. I don't know if it'll I've been sort of creating small animated GIFs on Procreate, so I don't know how much more easier the process is on Procreate Dreams. Last time I used watercolor and it was a lot of fun. I might use some watercolor on this one. Okay, so Tiger is whatever right now. Tiger is having a moment. Okay, and then Madeline's gonna be here. She's got the little, it's got the face of someone who isn't afraid. Oh, she's got little red curly hair. Can't remember if it was, oh, in the books she's got curly longish hair, but in the animated series I think she's got like a bob, doesn't she? She's got like a little bob, very short, like above her shoulders bob. She's not afraid. Look at that pose. Oh, what was her name? The name of the nun who took care of everyone. Oh my god. I must find out. Wait, give me a moment to look it up. Wait, just a moment. What was the name of the nun? Nun in Madeline. Miss Clavel, that's right. Oh my god, it's Miss Clavel. Oh. That made me really like nostalgic for some reason. I just remember like her waking up in the animation. I remember her waking up and her singing that song in the middle of the night, because things would like happen. The girls would have all be in their own room, the big room with all like 13 beds or something, and like someone would have a crisis in the middle of the night, and Miss Clavel would like wake up in the middle of the night, and then she would sing that song. The song, I think she's like, oh, what was it? It was, something is not right is the first line. She goes like, something is not right, something is wrong. And then she would like sing this really like kind of like a scary song about something being wrong in the middle of the night. And she'd be like, she'd have this like very like dramatic run through the mansion or the orphanage to get to the girls' room. And like usually someone would be crying or something when she gets there. There was one episode, I think, where Madeline had her appendix started hurting. I think that's the first time as a kid, I knew what I was first told what an appendix was. I feel like Miss Clavel's too close. How many girls are there? There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, is it only 12? I could have sworn Madeline was the 13th, but maybe not. I'm using this sort of like really thick grainy brush for a rough sketch first. I find that helps me with composition and just sort of placing things in the right spot before I start, you know, adding the details, adding color. So I'm still figuring out like what is the most efficient way for me to draw. Like what's my way? That placement is a lot better. Alright, now to draw 11 girls. This tiger is awfully not enclosed. I mean, these rails, I mean, unless that's all glass, it should be okay. But if that's just like bars, the tiger could totally claw someone who gets up close or isn't paying attention. So maybe it's right that these girls are so far away. Yeah, hope everyone's week, happy hump day, hope everyone's week is going well. I know it's the middle of the work week for lots of folks. I feel like I had a very productive week. So I've had like, my files have been on my hard drive. So like all my files, my folders, images I've saved, I haven't organized them for the last year. So I was having a lot of trouble like figuring out where things were. My organization was just like not there. So I spent this whole like most of last week, like 4 days or so, just on my computer organizing everything. And this is like a year's worth of materials and photos, videos. Yeah, it was like 10 or 11 months worth of stuff. So I finally put everything in the proper place. now it's like so easy to find things. I'm like, okay, I need to upload certain images onto my website, or I'm applying for this market and they're asking for photos. I now know where everything is. And now that everything is organized, I think I can I'm gonna try and back it up on my external hard drive soon. Now that everything is in its proper place, finally. There's like this one girl peeking around the corner, doesn't even want to see the the tiger. She's just looking at Madeline like, oh my god, don't get eaten. Alright, and then Madeline's got her sassy pose. Okay. So this is the full illustration. There's a giant tree behind them. Gorgeous tree. Let me see if I can draw this tree. Yeah. That's it. That's the tree. It kind of looks like, the tree kind of looks like it's got antlers almost. Not the thickest trunk. It's got kind of cut off here. And then there's another tree over here. Yeah, so now that my files are all organized, I've been able to, I don't like how this is placing. Sorry, one second. I've been able to finally organize like footage for like YouTube videos. I also like finally organized, I also wanted to convert some of my old live streams into videos as well. I've always put it off because it's gonna be a lot of work. It's like, but I actually was able to edit down quite a lot of this like 3-hour live stream I did a year and a half ago to 2 years ago. It's gonna be very, it's gonna be very niche. It's just out there to, you know how they say like reformat and like rehash and recycle like content that you've already created in the past. So I decided like no one's gonna watch like a 5 to 6 hour like live stream I did years ago. So I figured I would kind of condense it down into like some maybe like, I don't know, like best parts. I played some horror games. I figured I would do like videos about sort of the jump scares and things I like, just kind of funny moments in the videos. So I finally got around, now that everything is organized. I'm like one of those people that can't produce optimally and like feel inspired to do the creative work if my creative space is also like extremely disorganized. So I need to organize to some degree. And right now everything is so like in its proper place finally after like a year or so, that I feel like I can just like do anything now. So that's what I did a lot of yesterday. I spent a lot of time editing some videos. Gosh, I love how scribbly this is. Okay, let's do some coloring. Okay, I do like this brush that I'm using right now, so I will continue to use it. Let's actually, let me do background first. So, okay, this is next on my list of organizing, by the way, is like all of my Procreate brushes. I just organized all of my the files I have on Procreate, so all my artwork is now organized. I've also backed it up for the first time in like 2 years, 3 years. Nah, that's not it. I can barely see that. Give me one sec. I think it's too highlighty, which is why it's coming out a little bit light. There we go. Okay. Might be too dark. That's better. Alright, there's crispy. There's like flat. Yeah, just go through all of these. This is the Max U pack. I think this is Max Urbanowicz. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Yeah, I need to go through my brushes. And, ooh, this one is better. This one's not too bad either. Yeah, let's stick with the large one. Yeah, I need to go through and organize my brushes for real. For real. That's next on my list. While I'm going through all this huge digital organization. Got a lot of energy from that, so... let's see, let's try something with a little bit more of a blue tone. Been loving watercolor lately. For like background stuff. I don't like watercolor for high detail stuff. This is where the sort of leaves are, the densest part of the leaves, so I'm just kind of illustrating that. Right, I should also do it behind the bars of the tiger's cage. Always color over the tiger. Yeah, I've been loving watercolor lately for digital. I'm still learning how to use it because I've got some watercolor paints, but I'm still learning how to use it traditionally. Okay, that's a lot of... This one's very bright. Let's tone it down a little bit. Tone it down. some greens down here in the corner. I'm not gonna do the not gonna do the scribble that he did. Just do different shades. But yeah, it's been mad hot in New York City. It's been too hot. Oh, I thought this would turn dark no matter what, but it looks like if you use a lighter color, it actually goes over the dark part. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, and then the floor is a bit yellowish. Soften the edges just a little bit here. Not that it should matter greatly, because I don't know if I'm going to have it cover so much, so much space. Okay, alright, let's see if we can get some browns in here. Very redwood looking tree. Very red, which is not bad. I'm just kind of looking for like a darker, earthier tone almost. I like what he did with so he made the line work on the branches stand out so you knew where the branches were, but then he like covered it with paint, green paint, because the foliage and the leaves sort of cover the branches, but you can still see the underlying structure of it, which is very, very cool. Okay, that's a very earthy colored branch. Yeah, so I'm working on working on editing some live streams that I've done in the past, and it's been good practice, because I really like fell out of video editing a little bit. Also allows me to experiment a little bit as well. Alright, let's go back to that. Whoa. Ooh, maybe I should leave a hint of that branch there. I guess I'm just kind of creating a lot of sort of formless formless shapes for now. It's also like a skill for me to practice where even if something doesn't look right or doesn't feel right, or it just like isn't looking the way that you want it to, just to blow on and just like keep going and try to create a finished product regardless. Because I get very like easily disheartened if my art doesn't look a certain way that I want, and it kind of demotivates me from finishing it and doing a final piece. And it really shouldn't. I should keep going. I should keep going. I should keep tinkering with it. There's always that meme of like, done is better than perfect, but I somewhat agree with that, somewhat I don't, because done implies that, you know, you hate it, but it's like finished because you literally cannot continue on anymore. I think it's fine to tinker with something until it's kind of hit the goal of what you kind of want your art to look like. I'm just also kind of testing to see how these brushes work. Kind of seems like it's like a, I was gonna say willow at first, but maybe it isn't. Maybe it's just like a normal, some deciduous species tree. Do they have deciduous trees in Paris? Is that just in North America? Kind of like the mix of colors going on though. So I've got this like chair cushion and it saves my butt. My butt feels a lot better with it, but It keeps sliding. It keeps slowly like it keeps slipping out like forward in front of me, and so I'm just like constantly like crouching to the edge of my chair. So now that I'm all going back to my endless wonder at the fact that I've organized my life digitally now and how much easier it is to plan stuff. I've got like videos that I can now work on. I've got like live stream stuff that I'm excited to get back into. And art projects that have been kind of on the shelf for forever, I'm now like finally planning them out, because a lot of the times I'd be planning out these videos around the art that I want to do, and then in order to get into the mood of like doing the art, I can't just like do the art, I have to like plan out the filming aspect of it as well. And that's what's been really like deterring me quite a bit, which unfortunately delays me from actually doing the art. But now that I kind of have everything sort of in place, I can now like plan a video schedule around like the art projects that I have in mind that have just been on hiatus until I got my friggin' life together. So yeah, when I say that my life is organized, that means there shall be more art. There shall be more content, hopefully soon. It also helps me to create like a backlog of content as well, like things that I had wanted to create, but like a lot of the times like my projects end up being like last minute sort of things, because I'm usually just like so far behind on everything. So it would be nice if I could just have a backlog of things to upload, so I'm not constantly frantically at the last minute trying to plan everything out and upload things. That's why my video schedule has been so haphazard lately. I'm actually quite upset about that, because I had a very neat and tidy schedule for my videos planned out. I like to think that this tree has like moss on the side. But yeah, how is everyone's week going? Anyone do anything interesting or fun for their summer? Oh, don't like that. Don't like it. This is nice and peaceful. I feel like I rarely get a moment to just listen to music and draw. I have been outside. Last month I was outside. I had like a picnic blanket and like just like spent some time drawing outside. I should do that more. Instead, I spent the last week, I mean it was productive, I don't regret it, absolutely not, but like I also spent like the last week glued to a computer screen. I don't know if I like this addition of the green. I'm gonna remove that. Kind of like this subtle blending of colors better. I feel like that should only be, yeah, like details maybe. Even with these, I mean, it's just too dark. Maybe it's just... Yeah, that's kind of the tone I was looking for. It was just too dark before. I mean, it'll get dark as I layer it, but it just looks a little bit... a little bit more along the color palette of this. What the heck was that? All right. Maybe like a dark foreground and a light background is better. Yeah, so we watched Godzilla. Is it called Godzilla and Kong? Is it called like... It's like Godzilla X Kong, right? There's like an X in there somewhere. But yeah, we watched it. And... yeah, it's just a another ridiculous Godzilla movie from Hollywood. I say that because Godzilla -1 came out last year. It's a Japanese movie of Godzilla, and oh my god, that one was so good. This one was good in its own humorous way. Alright, let's get some line work in there. Ooh, crayon. Yeah, let's do this crayon one. Okay, so I like this sort of like lady finger look. Is it ladyfinger? I think I'm making up something else. I think more like bird's feathers almost. kind of look to the leaves. Do people know that I believe Coraline, which is the next book I'm gonna do, spoiler alert, the next illustration I want to work on for my next book cover for next week is gonna be the Coraline cover. But did you know that Coraline, the stop motion movie, is gonna come out in